high-tech ventilation system?
Yeah, that's my gas tank ventilation system. Ain't that a doozy? Huh?
Yeah.
We got the, see, you know what this is for, right? This is Y2K. This is where when your spare tire goes flat, that's where the air comes up through the tank and fills your spare tire up. Keeps it at an even equal 32 pounds all the time.
All the time.
What we got here is a joke. That's what Minnie
mess.
is saying. It's a joke. Now, I didn't clean the floor out until just now. And the floor comes in 3 panels. So you got one panel over here, and a center panel. My intentions were that I was just going to cut a section out and then patch it in there, but look at the rust. This is, I mean, it's solid, but it's bad. I'm going to go ahead and say this one more time throughout the video. I am not restoring this car to make it a concourse perfectionist restoration. I'm restoring this car as a driver restoration. Now, I've been buying panels for this car for over a year when I get a spare dime. We've already opened a couple of the boxes, but this is the last one that I bought. Actually, this isn't the last one I bought. I just ordered a couple other panels. Those should be the last ones that I buy. But what these are, and let's get that open. These are floor pans that go in the trunk. And I didn't get all 3 of them because I thought the left side was good. So I might have to order another one. But we're going to go ahead and check these out and see what we got. So this one here would be our left side. I'm sorry, our right side. Well, no. So this would be our right hand side. And then this is the piece that we need. So we're going to put this out here.
So are you just going to piece it in, or are you going to do the whole thing? Because I see, oh, that's, never mind, that's on the quarter.
That's the quarter, which we got those.
Yeah.
Well, then we got some rust right here. But the main thing is this real hard surface rust here, which isn't looking good. So this is our centerpiece, and we'll go ahead and see where this goes. So yeah, see, that would be the same.
Oh, you got it in upside down.
No, I don't.
Oh, that hole's...
Look at the hole. There's 3 of them across there.
I see.
This would go underneath this.
Ah, okay.
So we can see that this panel here is going to override approximately right here.
So that should cover up all your boo-boos, bad stuff.
Well, not
right
really.
there.
This is pretty bad.
Well, you just said it was going to come to here, so...
It's going to come right to here.
Yeah.
So I can actually take some sheet metal that I have and cut this out after I clean the metal up. Or I can break down and buy another panel for the left side.
Yeah, you could. Either or.
If I buy another panel for the left side, we're going to have to wait 2 to 3 weeks to get it, of course. And I really don't want to replace the whole floor. But when you look at a situation like this, it almost tells you you really ain't got no choice.
And that's why he's taking so long, is because he knows he has to buy the other panel, but he doesn't want to say he does.
What are you talking about?
You gotta buy the other panel and you're him-hawing around. Just buy the other freaking panel, Pete. You're him-hawing around making this video last way too long. I got stuff to do.
Okay, can I keep going now? All right, we have got the back window out of the car and it's all cleaned. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the back window's in serious bad shape. You can see I can put my hand all the way into it, and there's rotten rust inside there. We'll have to clean that out, definitely. Now the way that we're gonna do this, we are not replacing the whole thing. We're not gonna replace the whole thing. It doesn't need it, and I'm not gonna do it. So if we look right here, this is a 2-door Dutchman panel. And you can see there's a big difference in the 2-door versus a 4-door. The 2-door window is actually smaller window. So that means I am going to have to literally make a piece that will fit in to the vehicle to stretch this piece out. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna fit this over here like this. That's how we're gonna do that. And then, of course, we're gonna just cut off what we need. We're not using the whole panel. You can see it's, of course, wrong. So then what I'll do is I will cut that off, and then we'll only have this much of it, or however much we need. And then I'll find the center of this, and I will cut it off in the center, and I'll move this piece back to that corner there, just like that. And then what we'll do is we will fabricate a piece that will fit inside here to compensate for the difference. One more thing that I'm going to have to figure out is this interior trim piece that goes right here. I think this is actually part of the original Dutchman panel. I think this is actually the original Dutchman panel, if you want my opinion, because it fits right on this lip right here, just like that. And if we look at the back of this one, right here, you're going to see that that's a finished edge. And then if we come up here, we're going to see the rot and the rust on the dash and on the front windshield tray, and it's in pretty bad condition. Here's a piece I just broke off the dash. And what I got in my hand is I got a patch panel, and this patch panel actually is exactly the same as a 2-door. Okay, so it's not like the back. This is a replica of the 2-door trim that goes on the windshield right here. And of course it's not laying in there because this has to be taken out. And then this will be set in there. But the problem that we have with this is that there is a lot of rust. A lot of rust, and more than what this thing covers. Now, one thing we did get lucky on as far as the front windshield goes is we don't have any super major rust up here. There is one spot right here that I see is rusted, and then if we come down to the bottom, there's a spot right here rusted out, and then we come over here, and this side looks really nice as we're climbing up the hill, and here's a spot right here that we'll have to tend to. I'm going to go ahead and dismantle everything to repair the dash, and I'm also going to make my mind up whether I'm going to replace the dash or not, and go from there. So we're not going to work on it today. I got a lot of thinking to do and a lot of stuff going on in my head, how I want to proceed on this. Do I want to patch it and fix it with some 20 gauge sheet metal and just make my own panels? Or do I want to buy a whole dash and cut that much out of it and then weld it on to meet up with this. So yeah, we got a big decision to make. So we actually left off on the floor, and I was going to work my way in the back of the trunk. And what we found is we got the floor finally painted. And it came out pretty nice. I didn't know that this was high gloss. I thought it was semi-gloss. Personally, it really doesn't matter due to the fact that
you're not going to see it.
You're not going to see it anyway, so why does it matter what color it is? Okay, so what we're doing right now is I'm cleaning the floor of the vehicle. I was all excited. I took the back window out, I took the front glass out. We found out that we got serious major rust on both ends. I had to go ahead and order a complete dash panel, and I had to order another deck lid panel so we can make one panel out of two panels. So now that was $400. That was another $400 for them two panels, and we ain't even started cutting out, welding. We haven't done nothing yet. So I decided I'd go ahead and clean the floor out. I got all the tar paper out, and what I'm doing now is prepping it up so I can put pour 15 on this floor. This floor's got a lot of surface rust. There's a lot of bare metal showing, and I'm going to go ahead and completely cover the floor with some black pour 15 to kill any and all rust, and also protect the floor from further damage that might be caused. Now, another thing that really sucks is that I'm going to have to put insulation on the floor. I've got to put that back on, so that's going to be a very high expense to do that. I don't know if I'm going to use Dynamat, or possibly that there's another company that makes some other stuff, but any way you look at it, it's expensive. Let me go ahead and get this blown out first real quick. And I just got back from the hardware store. Those were $6 each for those. So I'm taking my drill with wire wheel and I'm just cleaning the metal off. Okay, what we're doing now is we are actually cleaning the floor and prepping it for our pour 15. Now, the way that I'm doing that, I'm using lacquer thinner here, and you can use acetone. I wouldn't use mineral spirits. Acetone or lacquer thinner to get everything, all the grease and the grime and the slime off. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and start painting. So we're going to let this dry for about 30 minutes, and then we're ready to start applying our pour 15. Now, it only needs one coat. That's it, one coat. Pour 15 actually makes a cleaner that you can purchase from them, but you don't need to. Lacquer thinner or acetone does the same thing, and it's ready for painting. So yeah, what a big difference, huh? Now I know you're looking at the door jamb there, and you're saying that's got a lot of rust in it. So when we get to that, I'm going to show you how we're going to prep that up. Once again, I'm going to tell. So this is already treated top and bottom, and this is pour 15. So we're done with that section. So what are we going to do next, my friend Pete? I'm debating whether to just replace the whole floor. It's rotted out pretty heavy. Am I right or wrong?
We've been filming for 176 minutes, no, 9 minutes and 37 seconds. Yes, we already know that.
Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is I'll order the other part, and in the meantime, I will go ahead and cut the floor out of the vehicle. So at the same time, I'll probably go ahead and order the floor extensions. Can you come in here, please? What are you doing? You're not even filming right. You're just him-hawing around.
Because you are. We've already been over all this for fucking an hour.
So the floor goes right here. Can you like zoom in and show everybody? And then we got the quarter panel here, which we're going to replace those. Now there is another thing I could do that I've done before and it worked very well, and Minnie knows what it is, and that is fiberglassing the trunk floor in. I can clean this up, I can pour 15 it, and then fiberglass it. What do you think?
You should have done that in the first fucking place, and you can send all the panels back and get your money back.
No, we can't send those back and get our money back, but save a lot of time. Fiberglassing it.
Well, then why did you buy those panels, Pete?
Because I was just
to waste
planning.
money?
No, I was planning on only cutting sections out on the. Can you look down there with the camera? I was planning on doing that, just patching it with these things. I wasn't planning on replacing the whole thing.
Yeah, don't make any sense, but whatever.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the floor up really nice. I'm going to see if I can just patch it. But this here, I mean, look at this rust over here. Look at this. We got rust here. We got this big section here, and I didn't even see this. I mean, by the time you patch all that section, get all this, then you might as well just replace the whole fucking thing. It's a hard situation to debate because I don't want to spend a lot of money on
You've already bought the fucking...
I don't want to spend a lot of money on the vehicle. Don't you understand this?
You've already bought the fucking panels.
And I gotta buy another one and 2 more panels if I do that.
Here.
So now we got 3 other panels we gotta buy to compensate and to fix the problem at hand.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you're being Mr. fucking dramatic, and I don't fucking like it. So I'm ready to put the fucking camera down and get back to fucking work.
You know, cleaning the floor and painting it is totally different than ripping a floor out in a car.
Is it?
That's gonna take hours and days to do.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was the same thing.
It's hot out. I'm sweating like a dog over here. Okay? It's 198 freaking degrees outside. And when I, look at here. Come on over here. Look at this. Look at this right here. Can you zoom in on that? Look up here. Now we got all that to deal with. Am I going to buy a deck lid next?
No.
I don't know.
No, you'll probably be paying for a divorce next.
I'm wondering if my buddy Sandblast Steve can do that.
I wonder if I can just leave this right here. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to work.
Can you grab the camera, please?
Well, come on, Pete. Let's finish up. Let's finish it off.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up, and then we're gonna see where we go from there. I'll just be honest with you, I'm probably gonna have to call my buddy Ralph. I'm gonna order another panel. We'll get that panel here. We'll go ahead and start gutting this trunk out, just replace the whole floor. What are you thinking? You just told me to buy another panel. That's what you said. You said buy another panel.
Next year.
That's in 6 months from now.
Yep.
5 months.
Yep.
We're not doing that.
Well, come on, Pete, let's get done with it. Come on.
Okay, why don't you go to work and get what you're doing done.
Exactly.
Thanks.
I'm not doing nothing.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Nothing. Absolutely fucking
Okay, we're starting the process on removing the trunk floor. We're going to replace the whole floor. So what I was doing, I'm underneath the car, cutting around the braces because I can't see what's going on inside the trunk. There's so much rot. But now that I went around the side braces, I can come up top and cut the rest of it out. So you can kind of see what's going on. We're going to go ahead and remove the floor in sections, and then once we get the floor out, then we will start proceeding to the next step, which is putting the new floor in. Now, I went ahead and ordered some floor extensions that go down to the quarter panels, and if you remember correctly, the quarter panels were rotted. The extension is actually the panel behind the quarter panel, and it actually ties into the floor right here. So what I'll do is I'll get all this meat out, and once we get everything out, you can see the line where I'm going to cut it off. And then when I cut it off right here, we went ahead and ran into this brace. So we'll keep going down all the way across, and then that'll give us a good point to actually spot weld the other floor back on, and then we'll overlap it right here onto the existing floor that's not rotted, that we can actually save. Well, you probably couldn't see what I was doing in there, except cussing and hollering and screaming. But what I was doing is taking off all that right there. And to give you an example, here's what we're talking about. Just to get this off, this T-shaped looking thing. Yeah, look at that. That is one of the body mounts. If you look from the inside of it, and you can see that they're just rotted out. Even this floor brace here is rotted. You can see that's a floor extension right there. That's a floor extension. We're going to be removing that probably today. We're not going to go ahead and replace that whole floor pan up into here. And then over there, we'll figure out where it overlaps, and we'll measure from that top lip right there. I put air shocks on the car. You can see the air shock over there. And here's the air lines. So I covered them up the best I could And what do you think happened? It blew a fucking hole in the airline, or possibly maybe the airbag of the shock, I don't know yet. I might have to go ahead and buy a brand new pair of shocks from using my plasma cutter. And then of course we got our fuel lines and a vent line right here. I think this is a vent line up here. I don't think that's not the fuel line, I don't believe. This one's the fuel line, and then this is our vent line which comes up through the car. But this would be our fuel line that runs down the frame rail right here. So basically, as you can see, when you're doing a job like this, one thing leads into another, and I mean, this is ridiculous. When I took that off, you saw what happened with the body mounts. We're not fucking with those. I'm not doing it. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. I'll say it throughout this video. This is a driver restoration. This is not a concourse restoration. This is not a restoration that we're gonna spend $1 million on. But we got to fix the product right. We got to do a good job, and we got to make it worthy to put my name on it that says I did it. Fiberglass in the floor up would have been a great idea, but not in my position. And when I say my position, I like to do things the right way. Fiberglassing it would have been okay for a beater car maybe, but this particular car being what it is and what it has in it, number matching this, number matching that, we need to do this the right way. So I'm gonna go ahead and investigate the situation on the brace. I might go ahead and replace the brace on that side, and if the other one's right, I'll replace that one. It would probably be easier than patching. And I still have the set of body mounts. I can go ahead and or just use the body mounts that's on there and replace the nut and the bolt. I had to do that up in the front when we figured out we're not going to be doing that. So yeah, this is the deal, guys, okay? If you don't want to fucking do the job the way that it's supposed to be done, don't fucking do it. Sometimes it's a domino effect, and that's normally what happens to me. One thing leads into another and another and another, and by the time you're all fucking done, guess what? You're gonna be proud and happy that you did it the way that it's supposed to be done. This isn't a beater car. This isn't just your average Joe fucking four-door. This is a special four-door hardtop Chevelle car, and we're gonna do it the right way. Would I be able to resell it when I want to resell it? Because I'm not gonna keep it forever. We all know that. Nothing is forever. Remember that, people. Nothing is forever. Let me get back to work. I got a lot of stuff to do here. It's almost lunchtime already. I've been working on that for about 3 hours to where I'm at. And we're going to get it done because I'm doing it right, bitch.